Okay, the fly we're going to be tying today is a dry fly pattern that has worked pretty well for me this season. It's an olive pattern, and what I have on the hook, or the voice there at the moment, is a size 14 Amazon B170 dry fly hook. So I'm going to use some dark brown uni. So put down a layer of thread. Now I like to come down halfway down the shank and then return to about halfway between where you came down to and the eye of the hook. Now we're tying in a wing here, and for the wing we're using a natural CDC, so this stuff here. Okay, now for a hook this size I like to put 2 or 3 feathers on top of each other, just simply lining up the tips and tie them in. So again, 1 or 2 turns just to secure them, and then pull to whatever your desired wing length is. So I'm happy with that there. So once you've got your wing in, secure it. Now when you're cutting off your CDC, cut it off at an angle, and this will allow for a tapered body. Okay, so I never throw away my waste bits. I always keep the CDC because you can make some dubbing with it at a later stage. All right, now wind down your thread, touching turns down through the CDC, and we're going to put a tail on this fly. So the tail fibres that I'm going to use here is Cote de Lion. Again, nice well marked Cote de Lion feathers. And you can see that this one's nicely marked. So I take 7 or 8 of these fibres. So line them up again and strip them away from the stem and tie them in at the butt of your hook. So a couple of turns to secure them. Again, adjust the length, and then come 1 turn underneath the fibres and lift the fibres up. Okay, as you can see there now, they're nicely lifted up. So wind back up your body, and once you're happy, cut off the excess. Now I'm just going to even this out. Now you can see at this point here we've got a nice taper to our body, and that's what we're looking for in this olive pattern. Now we're going to tie on a natural quill body on this fly, and I'm using hand strip quills from a company called Polish Quills, and these are in a natural colour. Okay, so if you remove 1 quill from your pack, they come in packs of 25, and you need to moisten this quill so a couple of seconds in your mouth. Okay, they're quite delicate, so it's always wise to moisten them a little bit to make them a little bit more pliable. Now tie in your quill. Okay, and run your thread back up to the top of the feather. Now you're going to need a hackle pliers at this stage. So if you catch your quill with your hackle pliers, just excuse the hands for a minute. Got them. Now I'm going to rotate my body using my voice, and with touching turns, it's escaped. Just 1 second now. As I said, they're very delicate. So with touching turns, we're going to put on our quilled body. Okay, so rotate in for the first segment. Good. And now moving on up your body. You can see there we're getting a nice segmented body as we move up the fly. And my thread is getting in my way, so I'm just going to wind it back up. And now, as we're coming to the top of our fly, we're using bigger segments, and eventually we get to the top. Now, catch in your your quill at the top with your thread. Perfect. Now don't worry if you've lost a little bit of ground in terms of your quill body there. You can see that I've lost a little bit towards the top. I'm not worried because I'm going to be putting some hackle on this fly anyway. Okay, now at this point, pull back your CDC and wind your thread, okay, right under the CDC to help it to stand up. And you can see your CDC is now standing up. Now, at this point, we're going to put a hackle on. And the hackle I'm using is, this was a really cheap patch of a saddle that I bought at a fair, and it's just a nice green, olive green colour, so it's ideal for this particular fly. So strip back in your usual way a few of the fibres and tie in your olive quill. I like to put a couple of turns before and a couple of turns after, and you can see that catches in your quill nicely. Now again, holding your hackle, you can rotate your vise. You can use hackle pliers again here if you want. I prefer to do this by hand. And I'm putting 3 turns of the hackle in before the wing. Sorry, just slipped there. And I'm going to put 3 turns of the hackle in after the wing. Just pull my CDC back. Perfect. So 1, 2, 3. Now at this point I'm going to catch my hackle with my thread. Okay, and I'm going to tie it in. I'll just let it go a little bit there. Hold on a second, do that again. So catch my hackle with my thread. Perfect. Another little thrust to catch it in. Now pull out all the fibres back, everything. And you're going to build up a little bit of a head here. Now, don't be afraid. You're not going to damage the fly. You're just taking everything out of your way, and you want to build up a nice little head for the fly. Now to finish this fly off, okay, we need to get a little bit of hard as nails. So tiny little bit on the thread just before you whip finish. Perfect. And then using your whip finisher, we're going to finish off this fly. Okay, so just bear with me. Now, so get my whip finisher, and I'm going to whip finish this fly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that should secure it nicely. Now remove your waste piece of thread and pull away your hackle piece, and there you have it. You have a nice olive pattern that will do really, really well at this time of the year in the rivers. Okay, thank you.